Hello, hello. Welcome back to American MMO, the only gaming channel on YouTube that will never tease you with content not coming to your Western keyboard. My name is Aaron, 20-year veteran of the MMO community, loving all things games. For today's video, we're headed back to the world of Sanctuary, and we will be discussing a recent article written by Ryan Gillian for Polygon titled Diablo 4 will lose Ancient Legendaries, make items more complex. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Here we go. The Diablo 4 development team revealed potential changes to the way series handle items. A new blog post from lead system designer David Kim touches on the item affixes, stats, and the removal of the super powerful Ancient Legendaries. Blizzard will add new affixes to items in Diablo 4. These affixes upgrade skills you already have or increase the damage resistance to a particular element. However, you'll need to hit certain thresholds or 3 new stats to activate these affixes: Ancestral, Angelic, and Demonic Power. Each of these new stats focus on different types of in-game buff. Ancestral Power increases the chance of on-hit effect, also known as proc chance. Angelic Power increases the duration of beneficial effects like buffs or healing, and Demonic Power increases the duration of negative effects like debuffs or damage over time. Without meeting a specific threshold of each of these stats, certain item affixes won't activate. For example, Blizzard showed off an amulet called the Fury Amulet of Malice. It has a 15% critical chance for 3 affixes. There's a 10% chance to land a crushing blow, only active when the wearer has 55 or more ancestral power. The other affixes aren't active in this example tooltip because the wearer doesn't have the required 55 or 60 demonic power. The goal of this major change is to give players more agency in how to build their characters. A new item isn't just a stat click design to increase your power. Instead, each new item presents you with a choice. If you upgrade for stats, you may lose some demonic power, and therefore an affix that really makes your build sing. This plays into another major change for the franchise. Attack and defense stats are now only on related items. If you want to increase your attack, you'll need to change out your weapon. If you're looking to bolster your defense, you need to find better armor. This removes some of the frustration from Diablo 3 of finding a great new sword that makes your hero far too easy to kill. But Blizzard clearly states in the post that they're only picking items based on stats won't be the optimal way to play. However, it's still a viable choice for players who don't want to fuss with all the stats and affixes. The studio also declares that items are only a piece of the puzzle for Diablo heroes. If you want to truly increase your power, you'll need to upgrade your skill ranks, character level, talent trees, endgame progression system, and the items you wear. Power comes from everywhere in Diablo 4, a key difference from Diablo 3. Finally, the studio revealed that it's removing Ancient Legendaries for the game. Later in this video, I will show you my character from D3 and give you an example of what Ancient Legendaries look like. Ancients used to be very rare, super powerful versions of legendary items. Instead, there's a new yet unnamed consumable item to customize late game builds. This new item will drop from destroyed enemies with a random legendary power attached. Players can then attach the legendary power to any non-legendary item. The goal here is to create more unique builds for players. According to Blizzard, the best rare items in the game are still useful in endgame. It seems that players can make items even more powerful than basic legendaries with this new system, but with more choice than the previous Ancient system allowed. In the post, Blizzard clearly indicates that all of these changes are very early and might not make it to the finished game. The studio is still looking for feedback on these changes and will update players on further development. And that's the article. Oh yes, nerd knowledge time. Okay, for today's nerd knowledge, I only have one very fun Diablo fact that I'm going to be sharing with you all. You ready? Here we go. Diablo wouldn't exist without the Justice League. Okay, hear me out. A small independent studio by the name of Condor Games was responsible for creating Diablo. Before getting into demon slaying, Condor worked on a few rather forgettable licensed titles, including a lousy DC Comics fighting game for the Genesis called Justice League Task Force. Now, Condor was far from the only company slumming it in the world of licensed games at the time. Another small up-and-coming company named Blizzard was contacted to work on the SNES port for Condor's Justice League Fighter. It was through this collaboration that the leaders of Condor and Blizzard first became acquainted, which led directly to Condor pitching Diablo to Blizzard. And the rest is history. Although the Diablo initially presented to Blizzard was quite different from the game that eventually ended up in players' hands. I hope you enjoyed today's nerd knowledge. Okay, back to discussing D4 Ancients, and the best way to discuss this is by logging in to D3. So we're back on my account, and I am logging in to my Barbarian, which is one of my strongest characters when I was playing this game. So now, when you're looking at these items, they look like regular legendaries. Now, in D3, how you can tell if an item is ancient is the border around it. So do you see how the border has those like really like kind of goldish brown border around it? Well, that's how you can tell that it's an ancient item. Now, the ancient item takes the base stats of the legendary and gives it like a major boost. So what you do is you need to find the item you're looking for in Ancient, rolled the right way, and then obviously you can modify one stat. And in case you're curious, I have the entire set in Ancient, rolled the correct way. Diablo, Path of Exile, Chaos Bane, Project TL, Lost Ark. I gotta say, over the next couple years, it is going to be quite an exciting time to be a fan of action RPGs, especially ones that focus on hack and slash. There's going to be some really cool games and some really cool options. And that's the video. What does everybody think? The removal of ancient items? Is it a good idea? Do you like the D3 system? Or are you excited for something new? Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching. Wow, I am terribly impressed that you made it this far into the video. And since you're here, my kids have a few asks.
Please like, please share, please subscribe, and smash that bell. And now you're ready to go and fight and destroy some bad guys. Daddy?